So in case y'all haven't heard about this yet, an off-duty police officer said that a car had passed him speeding and overtook two other vehicles. When he finally found out where they went and they pulled into a pizza restaurant, he jumped out of his privately owned vehicle and demanded that they stop the car or he was going to shoot. Everyone in that vehicle was aged 17 and 18, and when the driver saw this man get out and point a firearm at them and heard that, he panicked and put the vehicle in reverse and tried to take off. Everyone in the vehicle was on their way to a sleepover and decided they were going to get pizza before going home. The driver and everyone in the vehicle said they were not speeding. But suddenly, as they pulled into this pizza restaurant, a white truck whipped up next to them and tried to stop them from going anywhere, and a man jumped out with his firearm ready to go, and then threatened them and said if they don't stop the vehicle, he was going to shoot. Which he did. He fired rounds into the vehicle and struck the driver, who suffered from a fractured humerus. The off-duty police officer said that his original intent was to pull them over and stop them and tell them that they were endangering people. Can somebody justify that situation for me? You're driving with your friends to grab pizza before going to a sleepover. When you get to the pizza restaurant, a white truck and a man who jumps out of his car with his firearm out tells you to get out or he's going to shoot. Now, where I actually saw this article, I saw a lot of people in the comments trying to justify and say that when the kid saw the badge, he should have known that that was a cop. Just in case someone tries to use a police badge as reason enough for someone to be considered a law enforcement officer. These are the top 2 results on Amazon. And I own a 3D printer, so I could easily print one off and paint one if I wanted to. Not to mention, I knew someone who used a fake badge to get on and off military installations all the time without any questions being asked. If a man looked like that, driving that vehicle, pulled up next to me, jumped out of his car and produced a firearm and pointed at me and told me to get out or shoot, I'm either going to shoot back or I'm going to pull the fuck out of that parking lot. What situation justifies catching someone after they've been speeding to get out of your car and tell them to stop or you're going to shoot them and then to open fire on their vehicle? And the worst part is, we'll never know if they were actually speeding or not, because he wasn't in a cruiser and didn't have anything to back up his evidence saying that they were speeding. And the teenagers in the vehicle said they were not. And if you're still hung up on using the badge as justification for them to assume that this was a police officer, I would like to remind you that a lot of people have done this in the past where they've used a fake badge to impersonate a police officer and assault women. Same thing, impersonating a police officer and carrying a badge. This guy also had a stolen police badge and was using it. Same thing here, another man impersonating a police officer to do bad shit. So no, a police badge is not justification enough to show that someone is actually a police officer or a law enforcement officer of any type. Especially in a situation where they get out of their vehicle off duty with a firearm and decide to shoot into a car. So if you can find a way to justify this, please let me know. Because of my knowledge of people using fake badges to do bad things, I'm going to assume that that guy might have been an assailant.